Hi, my name is Brian. I'm going to show you how to change the oil on your CRF450X. It's really easy once you know how. And big congratulations to Ryan Villapoto, who won the Monster Energy Supercross for 2013. That makes 3 years in a row. Ginger power. So kudos to him. And here's how we do this. One of the first things I do is get rid of this little guard here. Super easy. Pull out bolt. While you got the 10mm, go ahead and undo your oil drain plug. I'll take it out all the way, kind of back that off, and then switch for an 8mm for the oil filter housing cover. And when this comes out, it's being held in by a spring, so be ready. And you'll also notice that one bolt's really short on the inside because there's stuff behind this. And the other one's really long because it holds the whole case in. So just bear in mind, you'll notice pretty quickly when you go to put them in otherwise. There's an O-ring on this, so you want to just kind of pull it out gently. And also notice there's a little high spot here, and there's a corresponding, see the spring there? There's a corresponding hole that goes to the top, and there's also a hole by the bolt. So you see there's a channel here and a channel here. So there's a hole here and a hole here that go to those. So you'll take all this and just set it in your pan for now. And then go ahead and pull out your drain plug the rest of the way. And set that aside. If you have a clean dish to put these on, that's best. And then just wait for a little bit, let it dry, drain. Let it dry, listen to me. Let it drain for a bit and we'll come back to it. Next thing we're going to do is we have our oil filter that's all ready to go. You look at one side of the oil filter and you have a rubber O-ring here. You look at the other side and it's just plain metal. The plain metal side is the side that goes to the spring. The rubber seal part is the part that goes to the cap. So we take our cap that we've laid aside and just transfer everything over. So I've got metal side up, I take the spring, switch the spring over, I take the cap and switch that over, and just set this aside into your container. Sure to have a couple of rags around, and then just put it back in the same way. I've got a hold of the channel, and remembering that on this one I've got a long bolt hole. It's real easy to see. Make sure that there's oil on your O-ring as it goes in. There's probably oil on it from when it came out at the bottom, so you just smear around on your O-ring so you don't cut it on the aluminum of the cover here. Just rock it back and forth and just get the O-ring to seat evenly. It goes real nice and easy. Put one bolt in, start at the first few threads, the other bolt in, same story. Zip them down like that. I'll go back and hand tighten it and torque it down real pretty and nice. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my drain plug and put that back in. Start it by hand, of course. It's super easy to do an oil change on these things. It's easier on the 450R. This is a 450X. The 450R has a little sight glass window, and it makes it real easy when you go to pour the oil in because you can see when you're full. With this, you just kind of have to guess. You have a dipstick. And what the dipstick is this is too full, this is not full enough. Anywhere in between here is fine. That's the safe region. If you go too full, then the crankshaft whips it, and it's basically going to get pushed out through your PCV breather. Basically one of these hoses back here is going to start puking oil, this one specifically. So we'll take that and set it on a clean rag. We'll take our funnel and we'll take our jug of oil. Now this oil is Pro Honda GN4. There's lots of different oils that you could use, but what's nice about this is it's motorcycle specific. There are additives that are in other conventional automotive oils that will cause damage to your bike, specifically to the wet clutch. On this bike, that's not as big of a problem because the clutch is submerged in gear oil on the other side. but it's a good idea to just use the right kind of oil. And what I do is I look here and I can see that I've got about 1 3/4 quarts of oil. You can see the little line. It's only going to take about a quart of oil. So I'm going to use my imagination and imagine that line being to here, and then I'm going to stop and check it. You don't want to pour too much in at one time or your funnel's heavy and it'll fall out. The other thing is if you fill it too full, an air bubble will come back up and it'll throw oil out at you. Just like tomatoes at a bad comedian. Oh no. So 1040 is a good weight to run in most of the year. If you're in a really hot climate or you're riding really hot arid conditions really hard, then you might want to go with a 2050. The higher the number, the thicker the oil. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to take a block of wood and put it underneath the kickstand down here and make the bike level. It's also a good idea to start the bike or run it for a couple seconds. And then after you've done that, your filter's full of oil and it makes your reading more accurate. There you go, right on the money. When you check it, historically you've always had these plugs where you just put them at the top of the thread, you don't screw it all the way in. And it varies by manufacturer, but with Honda that's the way they've always done it from the Trail 110s and Trail 90s on up through the newer bikes. And there you go. That's how you change the oil. Be sure to screw your dipstick in all the way or you're going to have a really messed up, dirty looking left riding boot. I hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to comment, rate, subscribe, add to favorites, and appreciate you watching. Thanks for hanging out.